Shri Ganesha Sharada Gurubhyo Namaha Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Welcome to all for this session on Ramayana to chapter 117 of Ayodhya Kanda. In the previous chapter, we saw after Bharata visited Sri Rama, the people who were living around in that place in their hermitages, they saw increased trouble from the Rakshasas and the Asuras who were earlier worried because of the presence of Rama, which never allowed them to do create them never allowed them to create problem for the rishis because they were under the protection of Rama. And now with the Bharata's army visited there, they came to know, they realized the strength of Rama, and they started increasingly trouble the rishis, saying that either they should leave the place or face the death. Unable to sustain, unable to live because of the terror of those terrorists. Finally, all those sages decided to leave the Chitrakuta hill and go to a nearby some other tapovana. Meanwhile, Rama, who was staying there with the remaining few tapasis, then finally decided one day that it is better for him to leave from there because the memories of Bharata and his mothers who visited there, and there is a possibility some more people may continue to visit him since it is nearby to Ayodhya, and also the problem that is happening because of his presence, and with all these things, he decided to leave from Chitrakuta. The rishis, having left the hermitage, Sri Rama reflected on the matter and judged it wisest not to dwell there longer. Remembrance of his people, his mothers, and Prince Bharata, who had been united with him there, caused him unending distress. Further, the elephants and horses of Bharata's army had defiled and laid waste the ground, rendering it squalid and foul. On mature reflection, he thought, he will depart hence, and taking Sri Sita and Lakshmana with him, he left that place. Proceeding further, he came to the ashrama of sage Atri and made obeisance to him. That holy one, regarding him with a fatherly affection, he bestowed his favor likewise on Sita and Lakshmana and treated Rama with the hospitality due to him. The virtuous sage Atri, ever devoted to the good of all, summoned his aged and pious wife Anasuya and respectfully asking her to be seated, addressed his worthy and excellent spouse. He said, Sri Sita has visited our hermitage. Do yourself take her with you and receive her hospitality. Then the sage Atri said to Ramachandra, formerly, when rain was withheld for a period of 10 years and the earth dried up, this virtuous woman Anasuya, by her great austerity, produced fruits and berries for the sages and caused the sacred Ganga to descend so that they might bathe therein. Thus, by her arduous ascetic practices, did she dispel the impediments in the path of the sages. O sinless Rama, this is the same Anasuya who at one time to succor the sages caused 10 nights to be reduced to a single night. This Anasuya is to be highly revered by her age's sake and is the object of reverence of all beings. Do yourself permit the Princess Sita to accompany the meek and aged Anasuya. By her great and noble deeds, she has acquired immeasurable fame. Let Janaki attend her. Then Sri Ramachandra answered, Be it so. And the illustrious prince said to Sita, O princess, you have heard the words spoken by the sage. For your own good, do yourself wait on the aged ascetic. Thereafter, Sri Sita went with Anasuya, who was proficient in every virtue. On account of her age, her physical form was feeble and emaciated. her hair grey, while her body trembled like a palm tree agitated by a strong wind. Uttering her name, Sri Sita made obeisance to her, the gentle saint returning her salutations with great humility, inquiring as to her welfare. The aged Anasuya, beholding Sri Sita offering humble obeisance, spoke encouraging words, saying, O Sita, fortunate are you that you are attentive to the duties vowed to your consort. It is supremely auspicious that you, forsaking your people, your individual comfort, your wealth, and your possessions, should accompany your husband to the forest. She who is devoted to her spouse, whether in the city or in the forest, regardless whether he be a sinner or virtuous, that woman attains the highest region. Whether a husband be cruel or the slave of desires or poor, the virtuous wife will continue to worship him as a god. O princess, I have studied deeply, and I do not think that woman can have a better friend than her husband, for he in all circumstances protects her. O princess of Videha, those evil women who enslaved by desire do not regard the what should or what should not be done. O princess of Mithila, they imprudently commit unworthy acts and becoming abhorrent fall from virtue. But women such as you, acquainted with what is good or evil in the world, like pious men, attain heaven. O Sati, you have ever been faithful to your conjugal duty, and through your virtuous acts undertaken in conjunction with your husband, shall attain merit and fame. Thus ended chapter 117 of Ayodhya Kanda in Ramayana. A few words told by Anasuya, an aged woman, to Sita may not be acceptable to the people who consider themselves having a modern thinking. Why is it necessary for a woman to remain faithful to her husband? It is for the sake of her own family. Every man have their own weaknesses and strengths. And now once a woman got married to a man, it is her responsibility to remain faithful to him so as to turn into a good man. Similarly, a man who married a woman should also remain faithful to his wife. It is their mutual faithfulness that brings in the greatness of their family. If their family need to remain committed to the sake of society and to their own children, mutual faithfulness is very much necessary. Even otherwise, men are always, because of their ego, often they go wayward, and women having the heartily feeling and a feeling to keep their family united always has should have the capability to unite their family and bring up their children with responsibility. Of course, it is the responsibility of both men and women. Of course, here they talk about the psychology of the men who have little lesser responsibility most of the time, and women are expected to have more responsibility because it is they who give birth to the child, and they cannot avoid their responsibility like the men. Hence, Anasuya is telling a few extra words to Sita regarding her faithfulness towards Rama. However, if you observe the beginning of the chapter, the reverence with which Atri, her husband, had introduced Anasuya, that shows how a man is supposed to be with his wife. Namaste Sharada Devi, Kashmira Puravasini, Twamaham Prarthaye Nityam, Vidya Danancha Dehime. Goodbye.